Where did you learn your work ethic?
From fear. I think I'm a pretty lazy person generally, but like I'll work hard enough so that I don't suck at something or be, I don't want to, like, I take pride in what I put out there or what I'm doing or how, what I'm creating. And I think, you realize that work is what produces good results in those areas. And so I think it's just more the motivation to do good stuff and recognizing that, you got to work in order to do that, as opposed to like, being a really industrious person. Because, if I can just veg out on the couch and, watch a season of Breaking Bad in a row, I'll do it.
Have you been caught before in that, that fear didn't quite kick in and the performance then didn't meet expectations and that resulted in anger?
If you have one bad show or a good show, I don't take that like too seriously. But if it's like over a stretch of time where I feel like I'm not doing as well as I could be doing, a lot of times I'll look at and be like, oh, well, have I been working hard enough lately? Or I'll look at someone else who's doing well or succeeding and be like, all right, well, is that person working harder than me? Because then, I have to factor that in before I have any sort of feelings of bitterness or jealousy or whatever else, might go along with seeing someone who's doing well. You have to like look at yourself and be like, okay, well, if that person's working harder than you, maybe they deserve it more than you. So I think maybe tied in with that a little bit, like technology, I think is sometimes a dangerous thing, like the idea of being wired in all the time. That's when I sometimes feel like I'm not getting as much work done as I could, is like, I'll just wind up in some, rabbit hole of checking Twitter or Facebook or looking online or watching YouTube clips or something. Then I'll be like, oh, where did those last, 3 hours go? And, I think that's to me like a new modern threat to productivity, of being like, just sort of falling into one of those holes. And then, like, I know it's easy to just sort of passively consume things that other people are making as opposed to making your own stuff.